How's it going, everybody? It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a quick update and quick breakdown of what is going on right now with natural gas in regards to its most recent natural gas report that came out 2 days ago on Thursday. And I also want to give you all my opinions on UGAZ and DGAZ right now, which is a popular leveraged ETN pair that I personally trade here and there. And I know a bunch of you guys on the channel trade that and track it for yourselves. So I kind of want to break down my opinions on that. We'll take a look at some numbers, we'll take a look at some weather, and of course, we're going to break down some technicals here because of the chart. Although it doesn't give us the whole picture, a lot of the time the chart, it tells us a lot of what is going on with a particular ETF, ETN, stock, future, whatever it may be, right? So before we do get into this, all I ask from you is if you enjoy this video, if you find value in this video, simply go down below for me and hit that like button. And also consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see further content for me. And if you guys actually want 2 free stocks from Webull, valued up to $1,400, and Webull is a fantastic trading platform that I personally love. I have an affiliate link down below where if you put in $100, you get those 2 free stocks, again valued up to $1,400. So that's down below in the description box. And without further ado, let's just start off by talking about and breaking down very quickly the natural gas futures that I'm watching right now. And by the way, guys, these are the March futures, and the ticker symbol is /NG H20, as you all can see up here. So if we take a look here at the chart, we can clearly see natural gas is still downtrending, guys. Not much has really changed here over the past couple of weeks. Quite frankly, it's been downtrending since the beginning of November. We can see here back in October, we rallied a bit, 240 up to 275, but pretty much over the past 3 going on 4 months now almost, it's been downtrending, guys, from 270 all the way down to about $1.81, at least here from what we're seeing on these March futures, right? And if we zoom in a bit more to the past 3 weeks, take a look at how quick this thing has slipped. Again, as we've gotten more news of mild weather heading into February, of course, we already know production is extremely high without a lot of demand. The price has just gotten squeezed to the downside. It's just gotten crushed, guys. 220 to 180, that is a decrease in about 15-16%. And again, just a span of 3 weeks, that's almost a percentage point per day down for natural gas, which is terrible. And again, you can see the downtrend here. It's not breaking on the 4-hour chart, on the hourly chart, on the 5-day, 5-minute chart. Pretty much every single trend, or rather chart time frame we look at, this thing is downtrending. So before we do dive into some further analysis here, let's talk about what actually came out in terms of those numbers based on this natural gas report that came out on Thursday. And by the way, every Thursday this does come out at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the website is, as you guys can see up here, ir.eia.gov, or you can simply go on Google and type in natural gas report, and it should be either the first or the second link that does pop up on your browser. So let's break it down here, guys. And the way that the inventory is tracked for natural gas here is billion cubic feet, also known as BCF. So right now, based on the last storage report, we have a total of 2,746 billion cubic feet of natural gas. And we can see the net change from the previous week. The previous week's report was 201 billion cubic feet. So that's how much natural gas was used over that 7-day time period from report to report. So that is how we really, again, measure natural gas gas in terms of billion cubic feet. And if we're breaking down here the net change amongst the different regions in the United States, we can see the net change in the East region was 58 billion cubic feet, a 58 BCF withdrawal. In the Midwest, we saw a 54 BCF withdrawal. In the Mountain region, an 8 BCF withdrawal. Pacific, we had a 10 BCF withdrawal. South Central, we had the biggest one here, 70 BCF withdrawal. Salt being 31 BCF, non-salt being 39 BCF, again totaling to a week-over-week net change of 201 BCF. And honestly, guys, from my research, this was kind of in line with what the analysts were expecting for this week. So it wasn't really a bullish beat in terms of, the net change. It wasn't bearish. So really the trend continued down after the report. It wasn't something that really stunned traders out there, stunned investors of natural gas out there. So really the trend continued down as we saw in the chart, right? And we can see here the summary says working gas in storage, I already said this, 2746 BCF as of Friday. This represents a net decrease again of 201. And take a look at this. You guys that have been following these videos every Saturday, the natural gas update videos that is, you know that, like I've been saying and kind of shoving down your throats, production is extremely high right now with a lack of demand and mild weather. This is a formula of disaster in a way, for the bulls out there on natural gas. For the bears, it is great, but we can see here stocks were 524 BCF higher than last year at this time and 193 BCF above the 5-year average. So production a lot higher from last year, and it's still a lot higher on a 5-year average basis, which is why, again, the price of natural gas has been struggling. Let's say we had a ridiculously cold weather, a cold winter, that is, at least here in the United States, that would change the picture a lot. But the fact that, and we'll see here in a minute or two, the weather, the fact that it's still mild, guys, this is really dampening the price of natural gas. And now, might as well just talk about the weather, and then we'll go over my opinion on UGAZ, DGAZ, and just do a technical breakdown on them. So as you guys can see here, this is kind of a demand meter for natural gas, and I got this off natgasweather.com based on January 31st through February 6th, which is pretty much this upcoming week. Several weather systems will impact the U.S. this week, although none cold enough to impress. One mild system will track across the southeast today, while a slightly cooler one impacts the northwest. Additional mild to cool systems will track across the country this weekend and next week. Overall, highs will remain in the 30s to 50s across the northern U.S., locally 20s with 40s to 70s across the southern U.S. But with frigid air remaining in Canada, the next 7 days, overall temperatures will be warmer than normal for most of the U.S. for low demand. And you guys saw that keyword, frigid air remaining in Canada. Well, not really a keyword, that's kind of a key phrase. And that's going to lead over here to a more visual diagram of kind of what's going on with the weather. And you guys can see that up in Canada, that blue little section of this diagram, it says very, very cold air, and then down towards, I guess you can say the Midwest, not cold enough, then down to the south, very, very comfortable, hinting towards those mild weathers. And if I quickly just read here, the little excerpt at the bottom, a milder than normal pattern for much of the U.S. still expected through February 8th, even as numerous weather systems track across the country, just none cold enough to intimidate as highs reach the 30s to 50s across the northern U.S., locally colder while mild in the southern U.S. I kind of already went over this. There's still expected to be frigid air over Canada, like we just discussed, so there's potential for colder trends over the weekend if some cold weather comes down from there. When weather patterns do finally bring enough cold air into the US, it should lead to larger than normal draws, as they are much easier to exceed in February and March due to mild conditions during these months many of the past 5 years. So that's kind of an update there. We have some cold weather in Canada, and just overall, that's kind of where the cold weather is at this point, right? More mild towards the Midwest, kind of the northern United States, and then just extremely mild down south. So overall, guys, for this next week, kind of transitioning to the latter portion of this video, for this next week, honestly, I'm still long DGAZ, and I believe last week the video was titled DGAZ to $300 or something like that. That might have been the week before, but one of the last 2 episodes was DGAZ to $300, and it seems like based on the price action and based on the overall weather and kind of how the trend of natural gas is setting up here, it seems like $300 should hit this week, right? 20-day 1-hour chart, we can see on DGAZ, we actually pulled down from 293 down to about 275. This was a very critical hold, as we did end up holding a resistance level that was actually a resistance on 4 multiple occasions. We ended up holding that as a new support, as well as that 50 SMA on the hourly chart. So that's setting up pretty nicely, and this is actually, potentially opening up an entry point heading into maybe next week, maybe later today, as I am recording this video on Friday, actually. So, guys, I'm watching maybe from 280, 285 up to $300. That is a very possible move, and maybe even above $300 here in the short term on DGAZ, as again, mild weathers and the trend of natural gas is still looking like it's continuing downwards. So will UGAZ ever recover, guys? It's going to eventually. That's all I know, and quite honestly, that's all anybody can tell you. Eventually, we are going to see the price of natural gas bottom out and then slowly start to push back up, right? And if we go back to natural gas slash NGH20, I've seen price targets on this thing being 180, and to the low end, $1.50. Worst comes to worst, we go all the way down to $1.50, let's say, for example, right? At that point, that is when a UGAZ play could be very, very attractive. Although these are not meant to be held long term. That's a disclaimer, guys. Do not hold these long term. Well, you can do whatever you want, but if you go on their website, it literally says these are meant for short-term trading, day trading, and they're honestly not even meant for swing trading, but you can get away with it if you're a more sophisticated trader, right? But these are not meant to be held months, weeks even, right? And if you hold them over a year, you're pretty much guaranteed to lose money due to the decay and just due to the way that over time these things are just, they're not like stocks where they appreciate, right? Over time they decay, and that's kind of the danger with leveraged ETNs, which I really encourage you guys to go out there and do more research on them. So let's say in the short term we sell off a little bit more, maybe we could have one of those rally plays in natural gas where we rally back up and we can play UGAZ in the short term, but I'd still be interested in shorting that rally. So with UGAZ now, I'm thinking maybe if natural gas fills that gap that opened up, if we go on this hourly chart, you'll be able to see it. Maybe UGAZ, or natural gas rather, it can fill this gap that opened up on the 17th, back up to $2. That could be a possibility here in the short term if we do start to see a push up. But as the technicals are showing, we're not really seeing any break above that 50 SMA, so we're not going to jump any guns as of now. But if we did start to break above that 50 SMA 190, maybe we could fill the gap to $2 from there. That would be a more confirming sign, and we can trade UGAZ on that move. But again, as of now, the downtrend is intact, so DGAZ is still my play for this upcoming week. So overall, guys, that is it for this video. If you found value in it, if you enjoyed it, feel free to go down below and hit that like button, and also consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see further content from me. And don't forget to claim your 2 free stocks from Webull valued up to $1,400 with a deposit of $100. That affiliate link is down below in the description box, and I do appreciate you guys if you use that, as it does directly support me and the channel and all the free content that I'm putting up here on YouTube. I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks again for watching. As always, peace out.